So, you thought you'd seen everything? You thought celebrities hitting peak weirdness stopped at people buying bottled air, naming their kids after Wi-Fi passwords, and Kardashian staging drama so often it qualifies as cardio. But nitrogen monoxide, because today's bombshell just shattered the internet like a toddler with an iPad. Word on the street and by street, the DMS, nobody was supposed to screenshot, is that Cardi B has officially turned her newborn's umbilical cord into a gold pendant. Yes, gold. As in 24-karat baby fresh bling. Something even Thanos would look at and go, relax. If this leak is real, and trust me, the way celebs panic texted after it dropped tells you everything. Then we're witnessing a level of flex that makes every other Hollywood stunt look like a clearance rack budget attempt. This is the kind of chaos that makes the Kardashians look like a group of quiet librarians alphabetizing self-help books. And the way it supposedly got leaked. Oh, you're not ready. This isn't gossip. This is the kind of secret that sends publicists into prayer mode and turns fan pages into crime scene analysts. Buckle up. Because if this is how Cardi celebrates childbirth, you have no idea what's coming next. The storm didn't start with a tweet. It didn't start with an interview. It didn't even start with Cardi B stepping out of a hospital wearing sunglasses, big enough to qualify as UFO landing pads. No. This explosion began with a rumor so bizarre, so unhinged, so Cardi-coded, that even her loudest fans went silent for a full 10 seconds, which, on the internet, is basically a coma. It began when a certain anonymous insider, who definitely wasn't anonymous because they used their real profile picture and forgot to hide their location, claimed that Cardi B commissioned a high-end jeweler to immortalize her newborn's umbilical cord in pure gold. And not just dipped in gold, not coated, not framed. We're talking, turn this into jewelry that would make Cleopatra rethink her life choices. The leak hit the internet like a meteor made of gossip and tax evasion. Screenshots flew faster than Kris Jenner can trademark a grandchild's name. Fans were zooming in, circling blurry details like CSI investigators who moonlight on TikTok. Influencers who don't even speak English suddenly had opinions. And Cardi was offline, quiet, missing in action, aka the universal celebrity sign for gathering the PR team like the Avengers. But the real plot twist? The leak included a description. A full description of the pendant. The jeweler who absolutely should have read their NDA instead of using it as a coaster claimed. The piece was shaped like a tiny golden spiral, polished so intensely that reflections looked like they could expose your childhood secrets. It supposedly had the baby's initials carved into the gold like royal markings, plus a miniature diamond dangling at the bottom for symbolic sparkle. Symbolic sparkle. This wasn't symbolism. This was a flex so aggressive it made luxury brands question their business model. Naturally, social media turned into a gladiator arena within minutes. One side screamed, "Let her be extra. She's a queen." The other side shouted, "This is witchcraft with accessories." And then there was the confused middle crowd blinking like, "Wait, you can do that." The timeline became an Olympic-level sprint of hot takes, memes, and people pretending to be shocked even though they've seen celebrities turn placenta into smoothies and toenails into necklaces. Honestly, Hollywood treats biology like arts and crafts. But what nobody expected, what nobody was ready for, was the second leak. Because apparently, there was more. Oh yes, dear viewer. The universe wasn't done slapping us in the face with chaos. Turns out, someone from the hospital, not a doctor, not a nurse, but possibly a cousin of somebody who cleans the vending machine, posted a cryptic message on a private Facebook group. Cardi had the funniest request. "I've seen celebrities do wild things, but this is new." Attached. A blurry photo. Not clear enough to confirm anything, but just visible enough to show someone holding a tiny sealed medical bag. That was it. 8 pixels. No context. No explanation. Just medical plastic and a hand. and the internet lost its collective mind like it was witnessing the moon landing in reverse. People zoomed in like detectives trying to make a license plate readable on a potato-quality CCTV camera. Some claimed they could feel the energy of the gold. Others insisted they saw a reflection of Cardi's acrylic nails because apparently, shading and shadows are now solid evidence. Meanwhile, gossip channels were drooling. If tea had a physical form, these pages would have drowned. Headlines popped up everywhere. Cardi's golden baby bling breaks the internet. New mom or new alchemist. The jewelry industry is shook. And while chaos swirled like a Kardashian in a crisis meeting, Cardi remained silent, which in celebrity time is a millennium. When Cardi doesn't clap back within 5 hours, people assume the apocalypse has begun. But the real gasoline thrown on this bonfire came from someone we least expected, a rival jeweler. Someone who didn't get hired. Someone who was bitter enough to turn pettiness into a personality trait. They posted this: "If the rumors are true, that ain't gold. That's a publicity stunt dipped in Photoshop." Boom! Detonation. Suddenly, it wasn't just a story. It was a conspiracy theory factory. People debated gold purity like they were preparing for a mining exam. Others argued about baby traditions, spiritual symbolism, and whether turning body parts into jewelry counted as modern art or just expensive madness. But the funniest reactions came from celebrities who absolutely should have stayed quiet but just couldn't resist hopping into drama that wasn't theirs. One rapper tweeted, "Y'all acting shocked? Cardi been shining since before she had kids." A reality TV star added, "Umbilical cord jewelry. Sounds iconic. Might steal." Somebody from a boy band wrote, "If she made earrings, I'd buy one." There were also wellness influencers chiming in like umbilical energy holds ancestral vibrations. Girl, please, you sell detox tea. Sit down. But the most suspicious activity wasn't online. It was offline, where things get real because suddenly out of nowhere reports surfaced that Cardi's security team visited the jeweler's studio. People who worked nearby said the SUVs looked too serious for something that isn't world-shaking. A worker in the area insisted, "All I know is anytime blacked-out cars show up, something expensive or scandalous is happening." And then the jeweler went quiet. Social media, gone. Website, down. Phone line, temporarily unavailable. You could practically hear the NDAs snapping into place, of course. This only made people even more convinced that the rumor was real. Because when has a sudden internet disappearance ever calmed a scandal down? The story had everything: mystery, celebrity madness, weird biology, gold so shiny your ancestors would squint. And still, Cardi said nothing. Not a word. Not a lol y'all dumb. Not a meme. Not a reaction video. Fans were panicking like, somebody check on her? She ain't quiet like this unless she plotting. And oh, was she plotting? Because silence is never silence in Hollywood. It's preparation. It's strategy. It's the moment in a horror movie when the music drops before the monster jumps out. And judging by the tension rising like a TikTok drama in slow motion, whatever Cardi was about to do next was going to make the rumor look normal. Because if turning an umbilical cord into gold was step one, the next move would hit the internet like a slap from a reality show reunion episode, just when the internet thought it had fully digested the shock. Like a spicy rumor that burns twice, another wave of chaos rolled in. Hotter, messier, and 10 times more dramatic. Because scandals don't fade in Hollywood. They evolve. They grow little scandal legs and sprint straight into new disasters, dragging everyone along like a runaway roller coaster operated by unpaid interns. The first escalation came from a fan page, a hardcore Cardi supporter who treats defending her like a full-time government job. They claimed they had exclusive footage of the golden umbilical pendant. The video, a 3-second clip filmed in what looked like a dark bathroom illuminated by a barely functioning ring light. A blurry sparkle flashed across the screen. Maybe gold, maybe a spoon, maybe the reflection of someone's forehead. Hard to tell. But did that stop the internet from declaring it proof? Absolutely not. This was the same internet that believed a potato photo was Nessie. People dissected the clip like they were performing digital surgery. Enhance, zoom, rotate, contrast. Suddenly, every teenager with CapCut became a forensic analyst. One guy even claimed he ran the clip through AI spectral luminance testing, which basically means he dragged the brightness slider and prayed. But while the public was busy playing Mythbusters, celebrities were pouring gasoline on the fire like they were competing for a trophy. First up, a famous model known mostly for her eyebrows posted, "Honestly, this is iconic energy. If you're not turning your kids' body parts into luxury items, what are you even doing?" The comment section dragged her so hard she had to turn off replies within 6 minutes, which in internet time equals a full month of humiliation. Then a YouTuber with 12 million followers jumped in with a reaction video titled, "I tried to make my own umbilical cord necklace. It went wrong." Nothing went wrong. He didn't even have a cord. He dipped a gummy worm in gold spray paint and pretended it was deep and emotional. But the views soared because clout is a currency stronger than the US dollar. Meanwhile, ascertain rival. Rapper who shall remain unnamed but rhymes with ticky winage liked a tweet that said, "Turning baby parts into jewelry. Couldn't be me." And that single launched a fandom war so intense it made the Avengers look understaffed. Twitter's Sorry X, though nobody calls it that, became a battlefield. Hashtags flew like ninja stars. Hashtag stay golden. CARDI. Hashtag umbilical cord gate. Hashtag CARDI. The Alchemist. Hashtag new mom new BLING. People were writing think pieces like they were applying for a scholarship. The socio-cultural symbolism of gold biomaterial adornment in modern celebrity spaces. It's jewelry. Relax. But the real chaos detonated when the jeweler's Studio Yes, the one that went mysteriously offline came back online for exactly 17 minutes. And during those 17 glorious minutes, a single photo appeared. A photo so dazzling, so eyebrow-raising, so instantly controversial that it practically screamed, "I was posted by accident," but also not really. The picture showed a velvet jewelry tray sprinkled with diamonds, chains, and one oddly shaped gold spiral in the center. The caption read, "Custom work for a very special client." No name, no tag, no confirmation. But the comments section didn't need confirmation. They already had pitchforks in hand. Within seconds, the screenshot brigade rushed in like paparazzi at a Kardashian baby shower. The image circled every corner of the internet. Some users claimed the spiral shape perfectly matched an umbilical cord's natural form. Others argued it looked more like a fancy pasta noodle. One person even made a poll. Is this Cardi's gold cord or a glorified macaroni? Thousands voted. Democracy at its finest. Then came the memes. Oh, the memes. Cardi holding up the golden spiral like Rafiki with baby Simba. Thanos wearing it as a charm. Snoop Dogg smoking it. Someone even edited it onto the Mona Lisa, which honestly upgraded her whole personality. But the true turning point in the moment this drama stopped being weird rumor and became Hollywood earthquake was when an actual doctor weighed in. Not a TikTok doctor who dances with stethoscopes. A real medical professional. They wrote an essay explaining why turning an umbilical cord into jewelry is technically possible but ethically questionable and extremely unusual. The keywords. Technically possible. That phrase hit the internet like a meteor. Suddenly, everyone was convinced. Because if something is technically possible, that means celebrities absolutely will do it for attention. Public outrage skyrocketed. Some people demanded an investigation, as if the FBI was going to kick down Cardi's door and confiscate a tiny gold necklace. Others said the pendant was a celebration of motherhood, turning Instagram comment sections into therapy sessions for people who clearly needed real therapy. But the biggest twist came from a voice nobody expected. Offset. He tweeted one word. One single word. Blessed. That was it. Just blessed. And that lone word spiraled into conspiracy frenzy. Fans debated what he meant like they were decoding ancient hieroglyphics. Was it confirmation? Was it shade? Was it sarcasm? Was it about the baby? Was it about the pendant? Was it about his FIFA game going well? Nobody knew. But everyone acted like they knew. The chaos became too delicious, too dramatic, too cinematic to ignore. News outlets grabbed the story like free buffet shrimp. Podcasters did 45-minute think pieces. Housewives debated it at brunch like it was political policy. Someone even started selling t-shirts that said Umbilical Bling Queen, proving capitalism never sleeps. But the real reason this scandal kept erupting wasn't the gold. It wasn't the baby. It wasn't the jeweler. It was the silence. Cardi still hadn't spoken. Not a single clapback. Not a single y'all weird. Not even a passive-aggressive emoji. And silence from a celebrity whose brand is loud. That's suspicious. That's strategic. That's the calm before the kind of storm that knocks wigs into orbit. Because deep down, everyone knew it. If Cardi was staying quiet, she was planning something massive. Something bigger than a pendant. Something that would make the entire internet choke on its own opinions. And when she finally spoke, the world wouldn't be ready. Silence only works for so long before it becomes gasoline. And Cardi's silence had soaked the internet like a spilled tank of premium drama fuel. Everyone was waiting, refreshing, lurking, predicting. People had notifications on like they were waiting for exam results. And then finally, Cardi stepped back into the digital arena with the confidence of someone who just watched the world roast itself for entertainment. Her return wasn't a tweet, not a live stream, not even a meme. It was a single video. The clip opened with Cardi laughing. Not a polite laugh, not a nervous laugh. A laugh so chaotic it sounded like she was announcing the end of civilization. She held up a small jewelry box, opened it dramatically. And inside was the infamous golden spiral, shining like it was carved from the sun's ego. "Y'all really thought I wasn't going to do something iconic for my baby?" she said, grinning like she just dropped the most dangerous Uno card in history. And boom, just like that, confirmation, the internet went nuclear. Half the world screamed Queen energy. The other half fainted into their keyboards like Victorian ladies seeing ankles. Then Cardi added the line that detonated the fallout. "It's art, baby. Don't get mad, get creative." Art. She called it art. That one word sent society into a meltdown that made the great Twitter war of 2018 look like a mild disagreement. Critics rushed in with essays no one asked for. Think pieces popped up analyzing the intersection between motherhood, identity, and ornamental biology. Women on Facebook groups argued like their mortgages depended on it. Parents debated whether they should turn their own kids' cords into keychains. One mom proudly announced she'd preserved her child's first fingernail. Nobody asked her. Nobody wanted to know. But scandal brings out the oversharers. Meanwhile, jewelry companies panicked. If golden umbilical pendants became a trend, they'd have to start offering biological bling consultations. And nobody in the industry was emotionally prepared for that. Offset reposted Cardi's video with, "Told y'all, my family stays legendary," which only added fuel. Because now people were speculating if this was a one-time art piece or if Cardi was about to launch an entire line of baby-based accessories. Influencers joked about placenta pearls and first tooth diamonds. Someone mocked up a fake commercial. It looked too realistic. The internet collectively begged, "Please don't give Hollywood ideas." But here's the twist. The aftermath didn't damage Cardi's reputation. It supercharged it. Her name hit global trending lists. Brands started calling paparazzi camped outside her house like mosquitoes with cameras. TikTok filters recreated the pendant. Somebody even made a Roblox version, because of course they did. Cardi didn't lose influence. She gained myth status. Because in the world of celebrity chaos, the only crime is being boring. and boring. Cardi could never. The scandal became proof solid, glittering proof that she could turn anything into a headline, even something as weird and biological as a cord. And the world watched, wondering what she'd gold plate next. And that, my beautifully chaotic viewers, is the end of today's roller coaster. A ride so wild Six Flags just texted me asking for rights. Cardi turned biology into bling. The internet turned confusion into a sport. And we all witnessed yet another episode of celebrities doing things regular humans would get arrested for. But don't you dare click away yet. Because if you survived this madness, if you stayed through the rumors, memes, conspiracy theories, and gold-dipped genetics, then you are exactly the type of legend who belongs here. So listen closely, smash that like button like it owes you child support. Punch the subscribe button like you're Cardi's jeweler dodging NDAs. And absolutely drop a comment below telling me what you would turn into gold if you had celebrity money. Your ex's last text, your expired fridge magnet, your GPA. I want to hear it all. And remember, on this channel, scandals don't sleep. Scandals don't rest. Scandals don't take vacation days. They show up messy, dramatic, over the top, and wrapped in 24-karat chaos. And I'll be right here unpacking every delusional detail for you. Turn on notifications unless you enjoy finding out late and watching everyone else laugh without you. Don't be that person. Be early, be elite. Be part of the inner circle that hears the secret scoops before the publicists even wake up, because tomorrow, next week, in the next 5 minutes, another celebrity is probably plotting a new disaster that will make this one look like a quiet yoga retreat. And when it drops, you already know where the real breakdown, the real drama, and the real chaos analysis will be waiting. This is Secret Scoop, baby. Where the tea is burning hot, the scandals never stop, and the truth. The truth is always way more entertaining than the cover-up. The truth is always way more entertaining than the cover-up.